Welcome back, guys. Thanks for joining me for another beer review. First one of the spring summer. We're outside in the garden, which is rather nice. I look like I'm squinting a bit though, so I'm sure there is a little bit of sun. Right, so what are we looking at now? We're looking at a beer that it come in a box that I picked up from the Crate Escape in Huddersfield when I went there, and it was a beer hall box, so it's a mixed case of all sorts of stuff. For 20 quid there was 20 beers and 20 gifts, and this is one of the beers that's in there. Now it's also a beer that is out on Perfect Draft, and it is actually one that I haven't reviewed. I think it is possibly, I don't know, it might only be one, or I think there might only be two that I haven't reviewed, and they'll both be coming up very soon, and this is one of them. So what we're looking at here is Hoegaarden Rosé, or Rosé. It's a Belgian wit beer, but it's like a fruity wit beer. It's coming in at 3% ABV, and it's a little dinky 250ml bottle. There's a label, very nice indeed, exactly the same as what you get on PD, and a nice little bottle cap. So I'm going to have to be quick with this review because it's only 250ml. So we got the big Hoegaarden glass ready, so let's get it cracked open and see what we get with it. Now the bottles it works out £1 a piece, so not exactly expensive, and I've had the beer on Perfect Draft before, but I'll be honest, I just wasn't a big fan because of the sort of beer it is, and so I'm probably not going to be a massive fan here, but I've got to review it fairly and review it as the sort of beer it is. So there we go, beer in a glass. It's a hazy sort of raspberry sort of looking colour beer. There's plenty of bubbles going up, and there's about half a finger of a pink white head. So let's dive in, give it a swirl, dive in with the nose and see what we get from it. Raspberry, cherry sort of thing. I'm not sure if it is raspberry or cherry. It tells you on the bottle what it should be, but it smells like raspberry or cherry to me. Frambozen or something. So I'm going to guess it's raspberry. Yeah, it's raspberry in it. So we've got a raspberry wit beer from Hoegaarden, and that's all you smell. That's all you smell is raspberry. So let's dive in, give it a try. Cheers. Raspberry with an underlying wit beer tone to it, if you like. For 3%, it has actually got quite a decent body on it for a 3% beer. It's not wishy-washy or really light. It has actually got something there in body. Nicely carbonated, nice and smooth. After that mouthful, I'm going to say, it did start to feel a little bit watery on the back end, but it's bound to, I suppose. Yeah, on the taste, it's raspberry, a little bit of a wit beer sort of background to it. I wouldn't say you really get a sort of wheaty taste, not in the same way as you get it from a standard sort of wit beer. You don't really get any sort of coriander or anything in it either. It's just almost like a raspberry, a light raspberry wit beer really, and that's about it. There's not a lot to talk about on the taste. 3%. I suppose if you look at sort of like some of these low ABV lagers, 2.8% and what have you, it drinks about 3%. It's got a little bit of something there. No sort of bitterness. It's all sweetness. What I will say is, when I did have it on Perfect Draft, after having 2 or 3 pints of it, a couple of pints of it, I did find it a little bit too much, a little bit too sweet. But I suppose if you're not a big drinker, if you like them a little bit sweeter, and you're just going to have sort of like a couple of pints over a few hours, it's probably going to be all right. So in all fairness, I will say, there's the colour of that stuff that's come out the bottom really has hazed it up there. Some right funny looking sort of colours in there. You probably won't be able to see on the camera, but yeah, to be fair, Hoegaarden rosé, would I give it another go on Perfect Draft? I probably would actually. Give it a go, maybe give that a review. So yeah, better than I expected it to be, better than I remember it to be. Give it a go if you want to, if you like them light. If you've had it before, let me know what you think. Feel free to comment. Thank you all for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you again soon on another one. Cheers.